Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this short video I want to talk about Obsidian and use it and how you can apply it as a task management tool. I've been using Obsidian for two main reasons really. Number one, it just helps be more productive and organized. That way I can accomplish so much in such a in a week and prioritize which tasks I need to do first, which ones I need to do next, and that way by the end of the week I get so much more results done in a very short span of time, rather than trying to figure out which tasks I have to do, and some of them might slip through the cracks. So by all means, I'm going to show you how just to download it, how I set up my own. It's very versatile. Obsidian, you can use it in a number of different ways. So I'll just show you an example of the template I use as a daily task manager, and we'll take it from there. I'll also put some links in the description if you want to have a copy of mine. I give it away completely free. All I do ask is just give this video a thumbs up and a like and share it among friends, and I hope it's going to be useful for you. So let's jump in. So if you go to obsidian.md, and if you're working on Windows, just come here, download for Windows. If you're working for Mac, you have all the links down here basically. So as soon as you install it, let's jump back in it. Once it's installed, what you'll find is this window when you open it. Now just ignore these ones. I've already installed Obsidian myself, so these are just some of my vaults, but I'll show you from the beginning. So the first thing that you want to do is click create a new vault here. Pick a name. I'll just put my name here. Pick a location. For now I'll just pick the desktop, since I keep my desktop pretty clean, so we'll be able to see that here. Click create, and as you can see here, it does create a folder with my name here. Essentially, Obsidian just creates note documents that you can use in pretty much a lot of versatile apps, which is really good, because if something happens to, let's say, the Obsidian company, the text is written in Markdown syntax. Essentially what that means is you can transfer it to things like visual code reader. You can open it in a number of different apps, because they're essentially just text files. If you're using all the other task management solutions out there, and the app is usually online, what happens if that company goes down in a few years? I'm not saying that's going to happen, but the reason why I go with Obsidian is just long lasting. They're literally just files, text files in folders and text files. Very, very versatile. And I'm sure you're wondering, what's the first thing to do? Don't worry, I'll show you step by step to make this process a lot easier for you. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do, you want to come down here and click settings, and we need to install a few things to make this work perfectly for us. And the first thing that you need to do is install the calendar. So if you come here to community plugins, click that, click turn on community plugins, and click browse, and you just want to type in I don't know why I always end up spelling calendar with an ER. Tell me if you have that problem in the comments. But click install, and then click enable it, and that's it. Just click close once that's done. And the second thing that we need to install, this is not a must, but it just makes the process looks a little bit easier. If you come here on appearance and click manage themes, you want to find something that's going to be a little bit better visually, because Obsidian as it comes, it's very, very plain. If you like that, that's cool, that's your thing. For me, I use one called Everforest. This is the one I use as a theme. It just makes all the text look highlighted. Okay, so once you've installed the theme, you will get it to look like this. You want to click up here to expand so you can see the calendar, and there's a few things I need to teach you so that you can be able to get the most out of this. Obsidian uses a syntax called Markdown. You don't need to understand everything about Markdown to be able to use it, but there are a few things I need to teach you so that you can get the most out of this. Now, the first thing that you want to do is create a new note here. So each new note is created as a text file, which is saved in the folder that you created the vault in. For me, it would have been the desktop. So you can name this anything you want, and it will be the name of the text file. Name of text file, which happens to be the heading as well. So the first thing I need to teach you is how to write headings. And to do that, you just need to press the hash. So the hash automatically tells Obsidian that what you write next after this is your heading, your main heading, heading number 1, the largest font. If you press enter, as you can see, that disappears from here. Essentially, it tells Obsidian that this is a heading, so it doesn't need to show the hash. If you want to create a slightly smaller heading, heading number 2, all you need to do is press 2 hash, and that's your heading number 2. And this goes all the way to 3, all the way to 6, and 4. And the good thing about this, by using this particular theme, is that it actually changes the font colors for you, so that it makes it so much, so much clearer for you to understand which one is a heading and which one isn't. And as you can see, it also makes them bold, so that it's, you can use it. You can be able to separate and immediately tell when you look at a note which ones are headings, which ones are, which ones are important text that you needed to read. Okay, so the second thing that I want to teach you is how to create the check boxes. This is what I mean. So that when you create a task and say put at 9 a.m. You want to, I don't know, have breakfast as a task. This is up to you. How do you create this box here? That's very, very simple. All you need to do is hit Control. Let's see here. You hit. Let's delete this one for now. You hit Control L. Control L, and it automatically creates this. And the good thing about it is, if you create task here, number 1, and you hit enter, it automatically creates the next box for you. And this is good. Why? Because if you finish a task and you're looking at your daily planner and you click task is complete, it automatically crosses that out for you, and this stays like that until you don't click it again here. And that's Control plus L to create this. So that's the second thing that you need to learn. And if you don't want to create anything else, you just hit enter again. If you've written anything in Microsoft Word or anything like that, a lot of what you already know is applicable here. Let's say, for example, I want to write in bold. You just hit Control B. It automatically adds these stars. Now, don't worry about that. You just write. This is just the Markdown way of writing bold. So whatever you write in between here as bold will be in bold. Now, once you've written and you're done writing bold, just hit Control B again. And when you hit space, the stars disappear. The same thing with the titles, the same way the hashes disappear. It just makes it a lot nicer, and you don't need to worry about actually typing, putting the stars themselves. So it's the same thing with the italics. Control I for italics, and italics. It's the same thing. And hit Control I again, space, and it disappears. So a lot of these skills are applicable in your notes. and it's very, very easy. Now, those are the main things that you want. I have put in the video description a link to one of my favorite tutorials if you want to learn a lot more of what Markdown can do and a lot of the useful things that you can be able to put in. So sometimes you'll be able to put in things, if you put things in curly braces like this, you can be able to add a link. As you see here, all I did is put these two brackets, rather I said curly braces, but other brackets. If you put one bracket but two brackets, and it automatically adds the last two for you, it brings up this box, and this is your daily note here. Now bear with me, I know I'm going a little bit deep into this tutorial, but if you click here, it brings this. And what is this? If you hit space, it says daily check-in. And if I come here and click, it will and let's say I come up here and hit right click, open a new tab. That link here, linked to this text, linked to what we've written here essentially. So if you have a bunch of new notes here and you wanted to put enter and put two brackets, you can link this to the first note that we did. And so it's, if you come here and click this, it will automatically open the first note within the second note. It's very, very useful to create links and that. Now, for now, this is all you need to know to have a very, very good, to create a wonderful task management system for yourself. And I'll show you an example just right away. Okay, let's go ahead and find out an example of what this actually looks like in practice. If we just minimize this and come to mine, so this is what mine looks like. If I can expand it a little bit here, make it better to see, we can see on the right we have a calendar which we installed, and on yours, and on the left, this is where all your notes and folders will be. So there's going to be three main things that you will need to make this very, very well. The first is the daily note template. Now I'm going to click the example way here. So see that this is the daily note template that I use. So each day of the calendar, if I click a date here, let's say in the future, first of all, let's close this. I'll show you how. So today is, let's pick March 30th. It says this file does not exist. Would you like to create it? Yes. As you can see, what happens, it creates automatically, populates this template. And I like to have a word of the day. So when I wake up, I come in, I say maybe today I'm feeling, the word of the day is going to be persistence. This is just an example. You can use it as you wish. This is just how I like to structure my day plan. So I have just noticed a mistake here. This is not supposed to be in the template. I was playing around with something, but just ignore that for now. So with the template, you can see here we have the morning. I like to write 5 things I'm grateful for, and I have a day planner broken down in 3: the morning, the afternoon, the evening, and a reflection in the evening, where I write these questions, so that when I come in, I can just answer these questions, what happens positively, and just put something down here, something positive happened. And it's just cultivating a good habit. If I have a task that I've completed, all I have to do is just take them as I go along during the day. And if you notice something here, put your attention here on the right, there are days where you can see 2 dots. Now, if I complete every task on the day here, you will see that changes to 1 dot. So essentially, you can be able to know which days there are tasks you didn't complete. So if we go back to them and click on them, you can check and see which days you didn't, completed. Is there something you could have done? Is there something that you forgot? It's just an easy way to track what you've accomplished that day. You don't have to do everything each day. Sometimes you don't. I haven't. I'm not going to click that because some of those are personal to me. and this already explains it well enough, I think. Okay, so the second thing that you will need is a monthly overview breakdown. So if I click the example here, and you can see this monthly overview where I put all the months of the year. So we start in March, April, May, June, July, and I put top priorities in each of those months. So top priorities, this is just an example, by the way. This is not what mine looks like in terms of the details, but I do use this template. So we have March, April, May, June, July, and in those I like to put a little note here. And you can add all these hashtags in there. They're not necessary right now. You can just ignore these ones for now. I like to do that because if I am searching for it here, you can search it in multiple ways. That way, the bigger the notes get in the years, if you just want to find something quickly without having to go backwards on the calendar, you can easily search with a hashtag for March, a hashtag for March 2023, 2022, 2021, etc. And it will find this specific monthly breakdown. Because I put the hashtag there, so that's something very, very useful to know. Okay, so I hope this clears it up for the monthly breakdown, and you can put all your top priorities. You can add anything that you need. So I like to put hashtags on each month. That way, as I said, it makes it easy for me to search them if I'm looking for this note later in the year without having to go backwards on the calendar. So, but I put the top. You can remember to Control L to add your boxes in between under top priorities. Control L, and you can say, in June I want to create a business. It's up to you and your interests. Put your top priorities here. Now, what I also link, if you come back to the top here, is you can link this with the brackets as I showed you earlier in the video, to now an even more defined yearly plan. So I'll come back to the left. You can see the example complete vision. This third document, it's not necessary. It just depends on your needs. For me personally, I like to also separate them in quarters. So this is where I put the complete vision. This is where I would brain dump, so to speak. Anything that I want to achieve for the year, I would write it here. So I would put thoughts. I would say, how I'm feeling this year. What things I want to accomplish this year. Where do I want to travel? What things do I want to find fulfillment? How essentially just taking all the thoughts about the things that I want to do for the whole of 2023, and I would add them here as notes. I would put powerful affirmations that help me to feel like I am this person already, and I will break them down in quarters. So I would say maybe in Q1, January to March, I want to do these things. Now, I realize this is similar in terms of the monthly breakdown a little bit, which is why it's up to you. You can choose to combine them both. You can just combine the statements and all your thoughts in one note, and then just break them down into monthly, January, February, March, April, May. And that way you only have 2 notes to worry about. It makes sense. You can do it that way. For me, I like to do this, break them down in quarters, because it makes it easy for me to track where I want to achieve. And it also gives me flexibility on the top priorities. So if I go back to the monthly priorities, in this month, I would say March, I want to close, let's just read this one here, close 30 deals in March. Now, for the Q1, January to March, I would say maybe between that quarter, I want to increase the revenue by, let's say 50K or something like that, if that's your financial target for that quarter. Now, if I break them down in the monthly, and in that month I'm closing X amount of deals, that's a priority, and it just separates it a little bit better on what I want to accomplish that month. And to keep it in flow, I put links to link from the daily to the monthly to the complete vision template. So if I'm looking at this, and let's go down and spend a little time here, because if I say in this, also this is where I put pictures. As you can see, is where I put myself, because I'm I want to be able to travel and have some fun, and during the year. And this is where you can also add pictures. By the way, you can add photos to the notes. You can drag and drop, just drag and drop them into wherever you want to add them to. It will automatically add them to the left. Here you will see an image file. Now I have personally just broken down, dragged that file into a folder, one of these folder, My Dream Life here, and so that it just makes this left side look a little bit nicer. But this is where I put all the complete vision. And then if we go back to the monthly example, monthly breakdown, and you can see it says here, following the plan. If I press control on the plan, it will link to the full quarters breakdown, and that way I can easily refer to this and go, oh well, in Q2 this is the main priorities I want to do. And if I go to monthly breakdown in April, top priorities, then I can be able to control L and say, well, in April, I think in April I'll do, I'll buy this, or I'll use that month. Top priority is to create 50 designs for my print business or something like that. And let's say that's just an example for that month. Top priorities for that month, or top priorities is to increase revenue by X amount. It just depends on you. Okay, so how will this look like for you? If we go back to the notes that you create, the one that you just downloaded and installed. If you have this theme, let me just expand this, close this because we don't need it, and you will have essentially, let's delete everything here. Delete. Yes, that's fine. So this is what yours should look like. You haven't done anything fast. So the first thing that we want to do is create the note, essentially. Name that note daily note planner. We'll create a second note, and that start with the monthly breakdown. Monthly breakdown. And a third one, which is the complete vision for 2023. Now, as you can see, we have all these three notes created. So I recommend starting with your daily note planner, simply because if you're busy and you don't, it's not a weekend and you don't really have the time that day, it's very easy for you to have the daily note planner, and you can build this as you go along. So for daily note planner, I would, just break it down. First thing, word of the day, I'd put the hash 2 and say, what is word of the day? Feel free to follow along. And equals. So we're creating the template for yourself here. Now I've made it easy for you. If you guys just wanna, copy the one that I did, feel free to pause the video on this example template, and you can just, copy this down. I have also created a link for you on the description to download this completely free as the Markdown file. Essentially just giving it away completely free. The only thing I do ask is just a thumbs up and like to this video if you appreciate what I've done here for you, and thank you for that. but I recommend creating one. It's just something about creating your own. You know, you can have this open in one page, maybe screenshot this and you know, create this for yourself. So you know, you can see top priorities. Remember, always any titles, free tags, it is, hit enter, automatically disappears. I just love the way these colors are. And then Control L, this is where you have your tasks. I would put, you know, depending on when you wake up or if you're a morning person. And this is where you now put for your task day. So you know, here we can, you know, put 3, 2, maybe 2. Say your informations. Okay, so here we can just hold shift right arrow, it creates that, you know, and say write 5 things I am grateful for. Click enter, backspace, don't need that, and then just put the number 1. It automatically, you know, formats it for you correctly. You know, I am grateful, etc. Put that and continue, and you can see with just a simple, you know, just a simple start, it already starts to look like a note planner. Now you may be wondering, on this right hand side I don't have a calendar. If you expand here, you should be able to click that, and your calendar, you can, by the way, you can drag this and drop, and your calendar should be the last one here. And the good thing is you can move this to the front. That's what I do, you just move it to the first one here. These ones you don't need to worry about. This is just another way to search it. For now, just ignore them. You just need to worry about the calendar. So you can see the calendar here. Now, here's where the magic happens. Here's how you can be able to apply the template and use it in the days here. So, because if I click number 10 now, I can, you know, on the 10th rather, I can create a new note, but there's no template. See that it created a new note. It just put the date of that day here. Right click, delete that for now. Click start, come to daily notes down here, and you see this where your template file location. It automatically, when you click it, shows you all the notes that you've created so far. So all you just need to select is daily note and close. That's it. So now if I go to, let's say, the 17th, I say create, automatically uses the template. That's where the magic happens. That's everything that we've been working for. So, and you can, you know, pretty much that's it, you're done. You just need to create this for yourself now. You know, play around with it, you know, work it out, write it the way better than I've shown you, because that's all you need to know to create and use this as a task management tool. Now you can now create your monthly breakdown as you wish. You can then, you know, create your complete vision with just the simple instructions that I've said in this video. Sorry, it was a bit too long. I wanted to get as much useful information to you as possible, and I hope this helps. Okay, thank you guys for sticking around. If you've watched that to the end, I know that was long-winded, but I hope you've been able to, you know, to get some good value and how you can use Obsidian to make your life a lot more productive, make your days a lot easier to achieve the results, and, you know, just to track your progress through and through. I recommend watching this again, and if you have any questions, just hit me up in the comment section, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment and like and share to your friends and family if this has been useful to you, and I'll catch you on the next one.